Ødegaard came in after Boxing Day. Yes, the results improved largely. He played 16 times, 9 starts, 5 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. I think Smith-Rowe's a better player in that position. But if the manager feels that this Ødegaard can bring something extra to the group, then time will tell again. I don't think, though, he's world-class player, but I do think he's a promising player.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the other signings, it's still early. Lokonga in midfield played okay the other night. I would have thought that's where the money should have been spent, though. Big money in that midfield position.
Yeah, you look at the Aaron Ramsdale situation. Now you articulated it beautifully there. Yes, he's experienced relegation, but he didn't deserve what he got from some so-called Arsenal fans on Instagram. Martin, have you seen some of this? Don't come to Arsenal, you fraud! Burn in hell, you mother! Stay away from Arsenal. We don't want you at the club. Trust me, you'll be getting abused every day. You get the drift.
Outrageous, But look, we do want him.
Who are these moronic individuals?
I've no idea, Jim, but we do want him at the club. It's just, I do feel for Martinez, who was in that process of loan deals. Arsene Wenger, actually, I'm hearing he had him penciled in as a number 1 goalkeeper, not a number 2 goalkeeper, but the journey he went on meant that was difficult when he didn't actually get any games when he went on loan to Spain.
Yeah.
And I think with Amunier, the previous goalkeeper, where maybe there was a problem in terms of like playing big games. They needed to see this goalkeeper, Martinez, in the big picture in another big European league. And he didn't get to play, so he didn't come back into the Arsenal team. But I think he was good enough and he was allowed to leave.
Yeah.
So I think there was a mistake made there. And I think there's a nervousness with the fans because of, now he's having to backpedal and pay more money for another goalkeeper that's just come from a relegated team.
Yeah. Simon, is silent Stan being not so silent when it comes to writing cheques?
Not really. Because if you look...
It's not bad, though. 129 mil.
If you look at Arsenal's spend over the last 5 years, they've spent 550 million quid over the last 5 seasons. So they're spending an average of 110 million pounds per season. So this is in keeping with what they spend. They spent 144 million in 19-20. They spent 76 million last year. They spent 140 million in 17-18. So despite the observations of people like me that silent Stan isn't doing enough, you have to look at what he inherited and where he's taken it back. The squad that he inherited was a phenomenal squad of players when Stan started to build up the ownership of Arsenal and take it away from the current structure, or the previous structure that was there. And you look at what it was and what it is now, it's a vast departure. But this is the nature of the beast. If you're spending, I'm not suggesting that's a net spend, but we mustn't get consumed by net spend, because that's about good business and transactions that involve players coming in and out. You should be more worried about what you're spending and bringing in rather than what you're disposing of.
Well, there's Tony, one fan, saying, guys, simple, Arsenal are getting fleeced as usual, overpriced English players. Is that right?
Look, I mean, you can't do right for doing wrong, can you? You either spend money, and if you don't spend it, then you're frugal. If you do spend it, you spend it unwisely.
Exactly.
Right? You can't do right for doing wrong sometimes. The proof of the pudding will be in the fact that these players will either deliver. We do look at it sometimes. I looked at it last year, and despite the protestations of our mate Kia Jarapshan, who was probably in an army of one, who would want to sign William from Chelsea to Arsenal and think that it was going to be a transaction that benefited Arsenal in any shape or form?
Did you think it would, Mark?
Didn't.
We're following the template of the great man Arsene Wenger. Anyone was listening, watching, anybody over the age of 30 didn't get more than 1 year. And suddenly there you are giving 3 years to someone what's he, 31, 32. So I didn't quite understand that. If we've all been in the same room and we're all learning that same methodology, why wasn't that picked up by the people who are now there? Because they were in the same room I was in. So there's no way I would be taking Willian. And Willian, actually, if you think what he's gone through, he's actually almost in mourning. He's just watched Chelsea, his former team, win the Champions League. He's actually publicly come out and said, maybe, I think he's
got his head
the
in his
money,
hands.
The money maybe just...
But that room you'd have been in would have had David Dean in it, might have had Ivan Casidas in it. It didn't have Edu in it, did it?
Edu was there.
But in terms of, from an administrative point of view, understanding the responsibilities that he might have in a different role.
But we watched with interest. We all got to the stages of our career, and it was kind of like...
It was implicitly understood.
If it was good enough for us, it is good enough for the next generation. It wasn't a bad blueprint to follow. So Edu's now in the position, and then they do something quite different.
But
Suarez
is that new contracts with incumbent group, or is that bringing players in that say, well, I'll come to you, but I'm not coming for a year. I'm out of contract at Chelsea, or I'm a free transfer from Chelsea. I'm not going to come to you for a year. I'm a competitive player that's being offered 2 or 3 different alternatives. How can you superimpose that value set over a player that's not under your jurisdiction, that's not in your dressing room already?
Well, because that's what I believe in, and
I know. I'm saying the principle of it.
And I think actually it's proving right, isn't it? That
So what you're saying
he's come for the wrong
too
reason.
bad, we just don't sign him.
Yeah, we move on to another player.
Yeah.
And we invest in the future.
Yeah.